Hey everyone, my name is Akil. I want to talk about something that I think sits underneath everything we build: well being. Specifically, why the builders of today should be making technology work for disabled communities, and how we can actually do that. Let me start with what I think is the core idea. The thing that makes a group of individuals into society is that we improve each other's well being. That's the whole point of a collective. We make each other better off. And technology has always been one of the most powerful levers we have for doing that, both in how it's conceived and how it's progressed over time. If you look at the major waves of technology, each one democratized something. The internet democratized access to information. Suddenly, anybody could learn almost anything. Social media democratized access to opinions and the ability to share your own. And AI today has enormous potential to empower people even further, to put capability in the hands of far more than ever before. But here's the catch: I don't think this potential is necessarily impact yet. We've got to aim it. We need to put more focus on the applications of AI that have the highest potential to improve our collective well being, not just the most trendy or flashy ones. And one of the most direct ways to do that is to increase the range of people who can actually access and use the technology that we build. This is where I think builders have a real opportunity. The builders of today can make a significant impact on overall well being by improving the accessibility of technology for disabled communities. And we can do it in two ways that weren't possible before. First, new solutions that only exist now because of recent advances in technology. And second, faster development of solutions because the tools have just gotten so much better. And I think this is the most important part, the focus has to be on builders directly interfacing with accessibility communities. There's no point in building without catering and understanding the people that you're trying to build for. So, how can we think about it? I view it kind of like a loop, a continuous loop. The key is to start in conversation. First, we need to read through the tech problems that are actually shared by different accessibility communities. We need to brainstorm, then scope out our first iteration on what solutions could be. Once we have those, we got to share them back with those communities. We have to iterate on what we hear. Once we do hear feedback, we have a better idea of what these solutions actually should end up looking like and have a much better chance at actually improving well being. Now, this loop only works if we have the infrastructure to support it. Here's what I'm thinking in practice: it starts with how we build and configure the platforms that can support it. We've got to build platforms specifically for the accessibility communities to share the tech problems that they're facing. Once we have those, we got to have clear frameworks for ideation and brainstorming sessions among builders based on what we hear from those platforms. Once we have ideas, we've got to also set up a platform for builders to share their ideas back with the accessibility community. We can set up in-person discussions between builders and communities. We can run sessions and hackathons where builders execute on the ideas that they've aligned on with accessibility communities. And finally, we need platforms where builders can share their final products and solutions with the communities that they were in contact with and framing their solutions for. None of this works in isolation. The whole thing depends on us staying in conversation with the people that we're building for. If we do that, I think the technology of today doesn't just have potential, can actually move well being forward. And I think that's the ultimate goal of technology as a whole.